What up,
Yeah.
man?
Hello,
What's
hello,
going on,
everybody.
player?
You already know what's
You know what
going
I'm
on,
saying?
family. Good.
I'm blessed, man, you know? Man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
Definitely I'm good, man.
Crazy
You know,
week, man. But glad to be here with you. This is another episode of the
likewise,
Brothers
brother.
Grimm podcast. You done know I'm your boy,
I
AK.
and I'm your boy Dub, man.
You know, we
So
gonna we
let's
gonna
get it
hop.
popping, man.
Yeah, we
Oh,
gonna pop
sorry,
right
sorry.
into it today,
Yeah, no
man. You
doubt.
know. So I wanted to put this joint on the So this is a group chat thing that was popping. So I wanted to put it up and show y'all guys because it's been popping in the group chat as of late. So I'm trying to see if I can make it big. Fuck off. Glad that wasn't no exclusive fucking thing, you know? Okay, give me. Fuck, you can't see that, can you? Okay,
No,
hold on.
not really. Nah, and your screen is blurry for some reason.
She punched me.
All right, okay, now I know what to do.
See,
Sorry,
please
guys.
stop hitting. Okay, I saw the caption. Okay, so she's hitting this guy. Okay.
Yeah. Take my fucking glasses and bring my fucking glasses off. You're punching me.
Oh shit!
You need to back the fuck off, Veda.
All right. So that is going to be the starter topic today on Brothers Grimm. So, question is, I guess I don't know how should we approach it. Should we explain for the people that are probably listening? So what you just listened to, we'll tell them what you seen, dog. I hope that you were able to see all of it. I could play it
I
again.
saw. Okay. No, I can describe what I saw. I
Yeah,
saw a woman repeatedly hitting a man, and him letting her do it for some time. Well, actually, oh no, so he's grabbing her at first, I think, no?
My fucking glasses are breaking. My fucking glasses off. You're punching me. Really, Nate? She punched me.
Damn.
You need to back the fuck off, Veda.
one more.
No. It's just tough about it, man. Like just and you can see the video clearer. So can you just explain like exactly?
Yeah. So pretty much. So pretty much like the guy. It starts off like a dark night, and it's a guy outside of a car door, and it looks like it's on the passenger side. And then it looks like somebody on the driver's side is now standing up on the driver's side, but shooting over the roof. And it's a guy trying to, I don't know what he's doing exactly, but he's up against the door to where the girl can't really get out of the car. So she stands up, starts to hit the dude, and repeatedly, and then they kind of scuffle, and then they stop, and then she's super hitting this guy now, and he gave her the royal defas, you know, and after further review, I look at it like this, you know what I'm saying? Firstly, it seemed, because I watched it several times, so it seemed like I always say guilt speaks for itself. You know what I mean? And so I asked myself, what would I be doing that close to a passenger door? Right? What am I doing there? Right? Because there's many different ways to get somebody's attention. But if somebody's not paying attention to you and you're close enough to that person, what are you going to do? You're going to breach that proximity, right? So whether they knew each other, whether they were dating, he was within that proximity. Now, she couldn't open the door for whatever reason, all the way. So I imagine that she's in the door wedge of the door trying to get up. So we can't see the other angle, but I assume he was pressing on the door, which would make me think just the fact that you're breaching my space. I don't want you near me, and now I have to get up and be in this tight fucking awkward space. Everybody's been in a car here. You don't want to fight in that space. You don't want somebody in that space. So it's literally made for one person. So it's kind of like, yo, I don't know. She gets up, she hits him a few times, and then they kind of scuffle. Like he grabs her, and then she kind of goes back down into that wedge, and she comes back up, and she starts to really super hit him, like super hit him as much as she could hit him, and he just gave her the death odds, fam, and he ended up. Now, I look at it that way because there's a movie, and I was telling my niggas this. There's a movie called Red Belt, and it's about a black fucking karate teacher and whatever. He's just trying to get this red belt, something prestigious, and he has a woman in the movie that got raped or hurt or something like that, and she went to him. She sought him out to help her, whatever. So the first lesson that this guy, it's kind of like a Karate Kid for shorties. So the first lesson that he said was, he's in the dojo with her and she's right up on him. He's like, can I hit you at this? Can I harm you at this distance? Can I attack you at this distance? And she's like, yeah. So he backs up like 10 feet. And he's like, can I harm you from here? And she's like, no. And he's like, stay here. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's where you need to be from danger. So then I apply to that situation. Okay, you're being hit, but you still stay there. You don't need to be there. You don't need to be there. Somebody's hit you. Somebody doesn't want you in their space to the point where they've hit you. I don't need to be here. I can stand all the way. But he didn't want to stand all the way because as soon as he leaves, she's going to leave. So he stayed there. So at that point, as a man, I lose all the respect there because you didn't have to be there at that point. She boxed you in your face and you guys scuffled. You could have just let go and just backed off. Get out of there. Get out of Dodge. You know what I mean? You still have self-defense there because she came out swinging and hitting you, proximity or not. But as soon as you stay there and you still can't allow her to open the door because you know what a door opening from the other side, a door opening wide looks like. That was not the case. And then she comes up because she's super threatened. And she hits you more, and then you hit her, there's no defense charge there. So I can't even rate you as a man, as much as I want to say, yeah, he stayed there for 20 hits. But what nigga is going to stand there in front of somebody punching him 20 fucking times in the face?
Yeah.
Boxers aren't trying to do that. You get hit 20 times, they're cheese. They don't want to do that. Like, nobody's trying to get hit in your face, bro. Like, you don't need to be in that space. Like,
right.
You know what I mean? So when I look at it from the red belt angle, it's almost like it's a total threatening thing. Like, you don't need to be there. So I can't really say, oh, that was the best thing to do. No, because you don't need to be there. Like, I'm not going to jeopardize my freedom for anybody. And if a judge sees that tape, it would be my opinion that it's not going to be in his favor. Because it's not like you guys are in a house, you're in a fucking parking lot in the dark.
No. You said, bro, sorry to interrupt you, but no. I'll start weighing in on this right now, man. Like the whole eyes of the law perspective, yes, she did hit him, but as you put earlier, he sort of breached her space first. But yeah. I know this from experience, not myself, but what I've witnessed is that both of them is going to get charged.
For real.
Both of them is going to get charged, yeah. Because she hit him. First.
She hit him first.
She hit him first. And going back to what you said about the red belt thing too in a movie, when it's like, yo, when he's saying to her, stay here, you can apply that to both of them as well. If she was in a car and she wasn't driving, who was driving? Why didn't he drive away? Why didn't that person drive away? Why are you staying there? If somebody is willing to, like, we're gonna apply this to him and say, I can't rate you as a man. That's without saying. But for you, the woman who, if you're the rational one, if you're supposed to be the rational one, then you're gonna know that somebody who's gonna stay in your space no matter what, you don't get out and attack that person.
Yo.
Like that guy is obviously not really considering consequences. He's not taking into account consequences at this point. Whatever he's doing there, he's made up his mind that he ain't going and she ain't going or whatever it is. Why ever? I don't know why.
In the situation.
Right. So who had the power to leave? The person who's sitting in a vehicle. A vehicle. Right? Something with 4 fucking wheels that can drive off. He can't, unless dude is going to come punch in the glass. And at that point, his ass is going to get dragged with that car because you got to get the fuck out of there. Right? So that 10 feet away thing, that could apply to both of them. 100%. Hell no, he didn't need to be there. He didn't need to be there, but he made up his mind that he needs to be there. He made up his mind. So, in my opinion, they're both irrational. I don't condone. Obviously, I hella do not condone hitting women. But I don't condone women fucking hitting either. Like, if it's not okay for a guy to hit a girl, and it shouldn't be, that doesn't mean that it's okay for you now as a woman to come assault me. Yeah, that's assault. Because if he turned around and walked away and called the feds, only she's going to jail. That's it. You don't get a pass just because you're a woman. If you hit somebody, no matter what gender they are, you just hit them.
Yo, the danger aspect, even if you want to look at the video, it's as you said, the danger factor of somebody coming to you in a vehicle, a whip at night, and you're hitting them, you can't talk them away from the car, and now they're just staying there, fam. That is a dangerous situation. I don't know on what on God's green earth allowed you to think that you going out there and hitting this guy into sense is gonna resolve the situation.
Exactly.
Been a bouncer for many years. And I've seen that situation happen numerous times that I've had to deal with, where a man hits a shorty and that's the end of the night. The bar is shut down. We are dealing with that energy, that situation and that energy for the whole night. So it is a real thing because I said this to my dogs. If you walked downstairs and you walked into that situation, what are you doing? Who are you going to help? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't see anything. And especially you're talking about that environment. Let's say you walked out and you only seen him hitting her.
So what do you do in that situation? Let me ask you that.
What the best thing to do is, go get a fucking girl, man. We usually were staffed with 1 and 1. So you always had to have, no matter how much more dudes there were than a girl, there was always a girl to deal with it. That would be ideal. In an unideal situation, fam, you want to do the biggest, softest, but most firm bear hug you could ever get in your life. Now, this is if you're dealing with 2 shorties, right? That guy right there in that situation, if I was in the parking lot, I'm coming off of work and I'm seeing that, first thing I'm doing is, yo, player, I'm talking to him. I'm pulling him away from the situation. I'm going him in between him and the car. First, I'm checking your
And
hands.
this is you as a civilian.
This is me if I was coming off of a bout, like when I was sharp, right? Because you're asking me in that scenario what you're supposed to do, right? You separate.
Sorry, I kind of meant more as a civilian, though.
As a civilian, this is what I'm saying, right? How am I going to react when I see that? If I only seen like if I only seen that clip in person, I would have nothing more than to separate that guy, and it would be tense. You know what I mean? Because he gave her the death files. I'm sorry, I have a daughter, and I have a mom, sisters. You're not gonna be doing that. So you're not gonna do that in front of me, right? And that's why I said I would check his hands first, because I still got to make it home. But I'm trying to get in between that and separate him. Let him talk to me, like try and get his attention. Yo, you good? What's going on, man? Like, yo, why you don't hit girls? What's going on, man? Like, yo. Separate, push them away. Tell the bitch, yo, go, fucking go. Like, go, leave. Like, you know what I mean? Like, get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to be, at least legally, like, you don't want to be, like, kind of making any forward advancements, right? And that was my whole thing. What more of an advancement do you need than somebody being so close to your door you can't even open it? So as a civilian, if I seen that, I'm maybe, I don't know, call it a fucking superhero complex, I'm going to be like, yo, listen, if I see a weirdo, some shit you can't turn off, I'm going to be like, yo, shorty, you good? Like, is everything good? Like, let him know that you're there. And based on how he's reacting to you, you know what I'm saying? It's mental jujitsu, man. Like, but as for that particular situation, it's hard to say. Like, you know what I mean? I don't want to see nobody do that shit in front of me. Like, yo, two men fighting, I'm cool. Like, yeah, I might take sympathy and be like, all right, cool, y'all, break it up. This guy's getting his head stomped in. But that's not what happened here. If I was only privy to that situation, then yeah.
For the most part, bro, when I see shit on road, I mind my business. I ain't gonna lie.
Mind your fucking business, right?
But there are times where I remember that this guy was on some road rage type shit, and he fucking stops the car and he stops traffic, blocks the girl because I guess she did some wrong move, speeds up in front of her, cuts her off, and I'm walking on the sidewalk, and this is happening. You could say I'm on the west side of the sidewalk. This is happening more like on the east side of the sidewalk kind of thing, right?
Right.
So basically, Shorty did what she did, and he cuts her off, and he stops in front of I think he cut off the whole road, and he gets out of the car and goes right up to her window and starts fucking screaming, and he's getting super aggressive. This guy looks like he was just waiting for somebody. You know that movie Unhinged, the one that we were watching?
Yeah.
That was like, it was like that. It was like dude got out and he was just waiting for somebody to fuck up so he could just give it to him. What this in that scenario, when I'm seeing that this girl is like, she didn't do anything wrong. She's like a small little girl in her fucking car. She stayed in her car, and he's getting all up. But I think he even started hitting the window and all of that. I stayed there and watched to make sure that dude didn't go too fucking overboard. Because if he did, I was over there. But I didn't go straight in and say, yo, buddy, get the fuck back in your car. Part of me wanted to, but like you said, I gotta make it home too. I got shit I'm doing. I'm just gonna make sure that this guy does get in his car eventually and gets the fuck out of here. Right? And there's other people on the road too that he's blocking. Like, let one of them fucking come out and say something too, right? But nobody did that. So I was just like, all right, let me chill, make sure that this guy gets back in his fucking car, and goes his way.
Right.
But the fact of the matter is, it's just like, for the most part, I just mind my fucking business, son. You know what I'm saying?
It's the safest thing, man. Like the situation like that. And I just want to say, I
Right.
wanted to add on to what you were saying about Shorty. She's not in the right either. You know what I mean? If short of him breaking the bus in the window because you locked the fucking car door, like you didn't need to do that. Y'all could have spun out and been out about your way. It didn't have to be a video. But for the fact that, you know, this girl probably put on her camera, and you know it's the fucking age of the camera. So just whoever pulls on your camera first wins. Like, so I have to account for that too, right? And it's a whack situation because there is no rationale. Like nobody's
Nah.
being rational. I could separate her. I could dash to her fucking aid and separate this guy and tell her to go and then what? He still knows the bitch.
He still knows her.
Remember we spoke about that? Like, yo, you go and help that person. And then remember the question was, yo, if your sister got beat up by her husband in front of you and you know at a family barbecue or something like that, what are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? Right? Because if I go and dom this guy, you have to kill him. You have to kill him because if for that 1 second that beating doesn't bring the humble aspect to him and he wakes up on some carnage type Joker type shit, she's going to hate her life for the rest of her life and you're not going to fucking know about it because he's going to fucking torture that woman.
No doubt. It's like the Non Maleficence, if I'm saying it correctly.
Maleficence?
Maleficence?
Oh,
Non Maleficence.
Yeah.
It's the Non Maleficence sort of thing where, like, if you're someone who, it might be a healthcare practitioner or somebody like that, you're supposed to, it's the do no harm concept. So you have to take into account what you're saying or doing to this person. Like, that's why a therapist is not supposed to necessarily give you any it's not a personal advice. It's like techniques. It's like specified things. They're not, it's different. It's not like they're saying, hey, you know, like you're not going to tell somebody, hey, maybe because you're older now, you should get married. Maybe that's your problem, you know? Maybe that's why you're depressed. Maybe you should have a kid. You know what I'm saying? And then that person goes, oh my God, yeah, I'm missing a kid in my life. Boom. And the next thing you know, they have their mind dead set on that.
Somebody else's life now.
Either you fuck up somebody else's life or you fuck up all of y'all lives. Like, and the kid. Just because somebody put an idea in your head and you thought, okay, this is what's going to solve all of my problems now. Right? Another incident. I think I mentioned this on one of the podcasts that we did. It could have been one that we did on the phone. It could have been another one. But it was about the time that I was on the bus and I saw a mother bringing her kids onto the bus, and she was just nonstop verbally abusing her one kid in particular. She had about 4 children with her. One was a baby in a stroller. Yeah. And then there was a little boy. I mean, I think there was maybe 2 little boys and a little girl or something like that. So she had either 3 or 4 kids with her. And it was this adorable little boy with glasses and just sweet little boy. And she just kept riding on him. Oh, how many times do I got to tell you? You're supposed to do this for your sister. You're supposed to do that. What is wrong with you? Blah, blah, blah. Like, you know what I mean? The woman was on Instagram talking all this inappropriate shit to her kids about what she's seeing on fucking Instagram. Homely ass woman. Homely. Like, just not, you know, whether she was attractive or not, that made her, and she wasn't, but that made her even worse. She just was just a beast of a fucking woman, bro. Just
nothing more attractive than a bad mom, like
than just a terrible terrible. She just seemed like a terrible person to me, and I got so heated that in that moment I had to Google, what is it? Is it okay for me to go up and stop or say something to a mother if I see child abuse in public or whatever?
Right.
Because a part of me wanted to be like, shut the fuck up and be nice to these kids. What are you doing?
Right.
You have beautiful kids here. Why are you talking like that? Get the fuck off of Instagram. And why are you talking to this kid like that? You know what I'm saying? So when I Googled that now, that was when that whole do no harm concept came up. And the point that stuck out the most to me and it makes the most sense is, so let's just say you go and you intervene and you say, hey, lady, don't talk to that kid like that, blase, blase, right?
Yeah.
You're technically only going to make it worse for the kid. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because now, whatever's happening, if that's happening in public, who knows what's happening in
the crib, dog.
At the crib. And if you come and intervene, you're only going to make that situation at the crib worse for that kid that night. Because as much as you want to go and say something and be a hero, you ain't taking that kid in and taking care of him.
Hell.
So, you know what I'm saying? Like, why would you do that? And now, well, okay, so then you might ask, well, what if I just call child services or something just to make sure, because I feel like this kid is getting abused at home. And it's just like, yo, of course your heart is in the right place and that's all fine, right? But now you have to deal with what that kid's life is gonna be like being in protective services, like children's aid services and shit. So growing up like that, it's a rough life, you know? And you gotta understand that, like, yeah, that is something that it's, regardless, it's not up to you. God had put this in front of this child for a reason. That is, he's not the first and he's not going to be the last child that has to deal with that. Unfortunately, it's not up to you. Right? As much as you want to know. I'm not saying don't save nobody. Of course, when you see something happening to an extent where like somebody is really getting hurt, but you got to put a stop to it. But
somebody's punching a fucking stroller,
like if somebody's punching a stroller, I'm not gonna just sit back and watch that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's not happening.
No,
that's whatever I have to take off of that one. But like, yeah, I hear what you're saying. Like, that is a very interesting concept. I like how you brought that full circle. The fact that these guys, that you can, like, it's a hard thing, especially if it's in front of you. And you know, luckily that situation was with a child that seemed to be of kinfolk, and you had the wherewithal to Google it, right? And in this situation, you could say that same thing too. You could intervene. Now this guy's coming back with a gun. Oh, she's with her bitch. Oh, okay. Okay. She's with her bitch. Her bitch's guys are rider. So I'm bringing my heat next time. I'm gonna, if they don't fucking move when I say to move, I'm slapping up his car. Then there's the other thing where it could have happened that way irregardless of you intervening or not, right? Let's say they leave that situation. The girl says, fuck the camera, gets in the car, dips. Okay, girl, you're okay, girl. Stay with me for a bit. And he goes to the girlfriend's house, or you know what I mean? You never know what's going to happen, right? So it's a real unfortunate situation, and which is why you have to be like super like communicative, especially with these people. And that's one thing that I think applies to civilian life as well. Cause like, when I was doing bouncing, it's mental jujitsu, man. You need to be able to conversate somebody to a level where you can both reason, you know? And that might be somebody approaching and being able to stop that person with your words from like 5 feet away. Hey, you're walking too quick. Hey, yo, loudening your voice. These kind of things. There's ways to stop that. I'm no expert on it. I just have my take on it. But there are proper ways that you could have stopped that whole thing. You know what I mean? But people like that are going to place themselves in situations where, okay, I know. Even the most calculated person could be like, all right, cool, it's a dark night. Let's go outside. Let's go deal with this. Nobody's going to really see. But when you're adding emotions and adrenaline and there's no more rationale there, you're not talking to that same person. So it's hard to, who knows, and I don't think that most people are equipped physically, meaning having some kind of art where they can diffuse that situation. Like, you know what I mean? Because it's already happening. He's already been hit, her space, her personal space has been breached, I seen this interesting thing in Japan that they have parking lots dedicated to women. So they have portions of parking lots dedicated to women, so that at nighttime, if women have to work, they can only park in these parking lots, and they're separate. They're cordoned off so that they don't have as many interactions with the men at nighttime, so they can go to their car.
I guess that mitigates it, but the problem with that setting up these rules and boundaries, a lot of the time we forget. Just like how I said with the dude, right? That's only working for rational people. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, if you're an irrational person, what the fuck is a sign going to do? If you're a criminal going to do somebody harm, you think that a sign or getting fined, you're already not thinking of the consequences. So,
he's like, pink parking lots. What? That's where all the girls are? Yo, I'm going
that's
there.
Where all the girls are. Yeah. And then there's, exactly. Let me camp out in this fucking parking lot so that I can just have my pick of the litter here. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that is interesting, though. I mean, I do like the concept and what it's like the behind it. Like, it's definitely a good look. Like, I saw something on fucking I think I saw it on Six Buzz the other day, man, and it was like, yo, there was this girl saying like, yo, I don't even think I watched the full video or any of it maybe, but I just saw the caption, and basically a girl was talking about how like, yo, there should be like men should have like a curfew on certain nights. Wow. That they're not like no men should be allowed on road on certain nights so that women could just go out, have a night on the town without thinking about anything. And I was just like, bruh, I can't totally disagree with her on that. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, what are we dealing with here? Again, it still goes back to like the people who, if you're not rational and you're not thinking the consequences, like, what do you think? That the police are going to police all of the fucking streets all of that night that the men are on curfew?
Right? Yo, you know what? I think it's like, is cheating porn? Or is porn cheating? Where does it stop? Right? You do that, then what? The guys have a whole night out, and then it's like anything else. You ever think about like, oh, yo, it's a rainy day. Let's say you have to go to a concert or an event. Oh, yo, it's a rainy fucking day. Yo, nobody's gonna be there. Let's go, fam. And everybody's fucking there. So you don't think a whole night of bitches on road, dolly, yo, now let's go hit the town, fam. Yo, you're gonna something. You know what I mean? And then you're gonna know 1,000 niggas are gonna do that, and then 1,000 niggas are gonna be like, yo, there's bare bitches out here. So they're calling 1,000 more niggas. Yo,
oh my god.
Before looking like a regular night.
No, but in all reality, like I'm saying, like for sure, you're right about that. No, when you extrapolate it like that, okay, of course, like you could do that in theory and make it like, yeah, well, fuck it, that would happen. For the most part, it's going to mitigate it. Fine, that would mitigate it. So it's a good notion, just like the parking lot in Japan. It's with good intentions and stuff like that, and you probably do mitigate a bit of the risk for sure. But I like it's not nothing. Yeah, no, but nothing is gonna be foolproof, man. Nothing is gonna be foolproof.
Yeah.
But yeah, at least just like from my whole thing was, bro, Because for if anybody, and you know what I'm saying, who's watching in Canada, bro, you are not allowed to carry any. You can't even carry pepper spray. You can't even carry pepper spray, and even like the little dog spray. Like I didn't even notice, but one Christmas I bought everybody, my girlfriend at the time, my mom's, my sister, all dog spray. I put it in a Christmas stocking as a stocking stuffer, bro. Feel me? Come to find out, bruh, that shit don't even spray like a pressurized spray. It's like a stream that comes out. It's like, what the fuck is this? Some vampire garlic? Like, this shit is not gonna fucking deter anything. It won't deter a coyote or a dog, let alone a big man. Man will dodge that fucking stream of thing like nothing, fam, and apparently it's not even that effective. Like, it's not like pepper spray that has your shit going crazy. You feel me? So, and you're not allowed to even really, you can have the dog spray, but it ain't gonna help you. You can't have pepper spray, and you can't have a stun gun. Like, I'm sorry, bro. Like, at least legalize certain weapons for women then. Like, have them have to, have like a little certification for it, but you're allowed to carry a stun gun if you're a woman. If you're a dude and you get caught with that shit, you get a hefty charge. You know what I'm saying?
Having so many women in our family, bro, I feel you, man. I feel you, dog. Like, I've always stressed certification for that anyways. But it's realistically a joke out here, man. Like, the way that we have our laws set up, it's a fucking joke. At least on Ontario. I'm not sure about any other provinces. But, like, it's definitely a joke. They want you fully defenseless out here. Somebody can come in your house.
Yeah.
You can tussle with them, and that nigga can sue you, and you can go to the bin. Let's say that nigga dies. Now you're in trouble, and you don't. That's just you two fighting, nigga, like with your fists, and that nigga might even come in with something else, and you're fighting him. Even if you use his thing and killed him, you're fucked. If you went and drawed for your thing, why is it not in a safe? Why is the magazine not? Why is the magazine stored too closely to the fucking receiver? Why is your trigger guard not locked? Why is your breech not locked? Why is this firearm not rendered useless? So you have to do all of that shit. So they make you liable for all of that shit, and then when you kill him, they get you for that. It's just like, and then if you have it illegally, then you're getting time too. So it's just like, what are we talking about here? So now this shit is about to be Gotham, my nigga. Like, niggas are gonna snap, fam. Like, you're filling up the cup. People should be able to do these things, but I totally agree with that. Like, a pepper spray, even though there's gonna be bad mind anywhere. And
there's going to be bad mind anywhere. People are going to have their shorties buy them a thing and all type of thing, right? Like, yeah, sure, you're going to have that. But at least the women out there who just want to make an honest living and happen to, want to, I don't know, live their fucking life and go out there at night and have a drink with a buddy or go, like, and now you got to think about getting...
Let us not forget the bad mind women as well. There's going to be women that fit that category and are bad mind too. So, and they might use that certification to their advantage if you do that. So, it's crazy.
Yeah, but I'd rather that. Like, when you gotta, it's a would you rather, really, isn't it? Right? Like, what would you rather? All women being completely defenseless, and with the idea to, prevent bad mind women or people in general from abusing something, or at least having it. It's just the same thing as like how they decriminalize. Apparently they're going to decriminalize cocaine in Colombia. Did you hear about that?
No, I didn't hear about that.
Apparently they're trying to do that, and there was a big fucking celebration over there for it, because it's supposed to obviously put a hindrance on cartels, because if it's legal, right, all you're really going to do is having cartels may be going legit now. And they'll be the ones who's fucking producing all of this shit. Right? If you're a cartel who's got money like that, you could probably afford to build a facility and just be the person. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how it is in Colombia, but I know for here the drugs is like a government thing, kind of, right? I mean, it's a corporation, but it's really government. It's really a corporation, but it's kind of government too, like just like everything else is in this.
I say decriminalize it all, man. It's just a matter.
I say decriminalize it all because, like, of course you're gonna get some of the bad shit, but then you prevent most of all of the crazy shit that's going on with drug trafficking and all of that and the whole drug business. Like, you know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, dog. I mean, we're talking about this, and I'm thinking about. I always forget it every time I want to talk about it, but there's pretty much class levels. They have certain class levels of Earths, right? So in space, there's millions upon billions of Earth-like planets, right? And so they did an experiment, and they theorized that these classes are how the Earth is moving. So class 1 is like you can control the weather and harness all the energy on the planet, right? So everything is in unison. You know everything about the planet in its entirety. In the class 2, you're able to harness the energy from the sun, along with being a class 1 planet where you have total unison within your Earth. So you can harness the sun, right? Your direct sun in your planetary system, and you can then use that energy to help out on Earth, right? And then the class 3 is you can harness the energy from the black hole and of your universe. So every universe, for example, the Milky Way, it is supposed that there is a black hole, and that creates all the gravity along with everything else, right? So a class 3 planet would be able to harness the black hole's energy, right? Now, how can we get to these kind of things if we're worrying about fucking, the shit we're talking about now? Like, decriminalizing something that you're going to criminalize somebody else for capitalizing off of, a product that comes from the Earth. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and you are a government of people. It's not one person is a government, but you're a government full of people that are seeing crime and shit like that. Tear down your Earth, using up your resources. We can't share information because every time we think about free energy, we're trying to kill that. So you know what I mean? Like, we can't even get over the little shit before we can even think about classing ourselves in a planet. I think right now we're like a 0 or something like that. So, yeah, it's called the Kardashev scale. Kardashev scale, and that's that, and it's crazy. So, like, you're saying that. And it's a big win, but it's only a big win because our minds are so small as a collective. Like, we can't breach, we can't share information. We can't look at a place like Amsterdam that has been doing this for fucking years and see that their crime's low.
Portugal.
Right?
Portugal is another one. A guy tried to sell me a ball of hash in front of a cop in Portugal. Like, that stuff is decriminalized over there. And apparently if you get caught with it in possession, they don't treat it as a criminal offense. They treat it as a civil offense. A civil offense. Yeah. It's not even a criminal offense at all. Misdemeanor is still criminal. It's literally a civil matter. It's like something that you go to civil sort of court over there for, and you basically have to do some kind of a rehab. But it's not, I don't think you got to stay over. I think it's just you go like in the afternoon or something, and you do some sessions for like a couple weeks.
Yeah.
If you get caught.
Speaking of drugs and shit like that, what do you think about this Brittany Griner situation? I'm not sure if we spoke about it on the
Oh
other side, but
no, I'm not
like,
sure if we have, or did we? I don't even think we spoke about it at all. I'm not sure,
I think we
but
spoke about it on Spotify very briefly. But yeah, like just
one
in
of the
line with
episodes.
everything. I mean, it's
Maybe
the
it
whole
was. Maybe
story is
we did.
developed.
Yeah, the last I heard was that they're really keeping her there. Like they sentenced her to what was it, 9 years?
Yeah.
She was actually sentenced. So yeah,
Hmm.
I don't even know what the fuck to say to that. That is just so. But a lot of people are obviously saying that it has to do with the war in Ukraine and stuff like that, and the sanctions that the states put on Russia. It was more of like a, you know, it was more of like a fucking almost keeping her hostage, almost like, yo, you know, you need to lift some of these sanctions or, you know,
Yeah.
homegirl's gonna, yeah, homegirl ain't going nowhere, you know? So, yeah, the way that it happened was crazy. I read a little bit about it, and if I'm not mistaken, like, it happened faster than usual or something.
Right. Yeah.
Like, they just fast-tracked it, like, they didn't even really give her no chance to, you know what I'm saying? All of a sudden, she's in trial, and they're sentencing her, and yeah, it's obviously, well, I'm not gonna say obviously, but it just from what I'm seeing, it looks like, yeah, it's definitely something that Russia's doing to sort of try to leverage themselves or whatever against these sanctions and stuff like that. But
Yeah. It's a
all
very
yeah, there's not much you can say about it. It's really just, you know, you pray for her and you
shit,
hope
nigga, it's happening. It's happening.
It's just
man.
happening, and she's just there. I saw something that gave me a little bit of chills this morning because, like, I woke up a little hungover and stuff like that, man. And I was just like on the balcony. I was having a cigarette, man, and I pull out my phone. I'm looking on what was Snapchat. Snapchat, they got little stories that you could scroll through, little things that you could scroll through, and one of them was a caption saying that Young Thug, it was rumored that Young Thug was planning to escape prison.
Okay.
Because apparently he and I'm not laughing at dude because and I'm gonna get to why it's not funny because I was, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But apparently he went and sent a message to Michael Phelps or something like that, talking about, well, yo, how could a human being swim 100 miles out to shore from the middle of some kind of ocean or something shit like that? Basically asking like, yo, is it physically possible for somebody to swim a certain distance to shore? And then apparently Michael Phelps tweeted, yeah, it is. And then he tweeted back, all right, so how long would it take? Like basically asking him questions about like swimming to shore or something, like if he was gonna escape and swim. Right? I don't even know if these tweets are real. I don't think they are. But from what I saw on fucking what was I watching? The Breakfast Club.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently it was like all made up or some shit like that. But for me, it was just like when I read that headline, a part of me was just like, yo, imagine he actually was in there trying to fucking figure out how to escape. Like, sure, I could admire the fucking perseverance and the ambition, but just the fact of like, if that doesn't work, and what if, like, I just started thinking to myself, like, what if that young man, bro, ends up in jail for the rest of his life? That guy's got like 6 kids. He's got a brother that's doing life. He's got another brother that's doing life. He's got a brother that's dead. Like, man, no matter what you're going through, and I'm not the type of person that I don't use other people's misfortunes to fucking make me feel better or anything like that. Or I'm not saying anybody should, but damn, bro. Damn, bro, you gotta be thankful sometimes when like, I mean, because that could have been easily me. you know what I'm saying? Like, and I got out of certain lifestyles and shit like that. And yo, man, shit ain't always peachy, but bro, you're free. You could,
You can move around,
you can move around. You could fix your life. You could change your diet. You could go to the gym, work out. You could jerk off. You can freaking get a girl. You could smash things. You could shit in peace, bro. You could shit and take a shit and have your phone and watch a video while you're shitting. You could take a shower and come out naked in your house and chill if you want.
You can
all of that.
You can wake up from a sleep and just go in your fridge, beat a cold fucking juice out of the mug, and go take a hot deuce and go back to your bed.
You could do that type of shit right there. You could stay in complete silence. Or you can fucking blast your music. Either one. It's all, you can do it all. You could do it all.
The construct, like freedom, is such a valuable thing, man. It's like, I can't imagine, like, I feel for his kids.
It's like invaluable. It's invaluable, man.
Yeah, you can't put a value to it. That shit is,
you can't.
That shit is like time, dog. Freedom and time is just like absolutely invaluable, man. Like, so I mean, but then that's not freedom. You've only escaped. You escaped, but now you're on the run for the rest of your life, dog. Like,
you wouldn't even be free. But it goes to show you how fucked up jail is, right? Because it ain't like jail in fucking Finland or these places that we saw.
Which
right? Like remember we were watching them shows?
I seen one the other day, fam. I think they have it right. These niggas were elite. These niggas had the keys to the car to go to the grocery store.
Had the keys to the and they come back. I saw that one. He comes back, parks his car, fucking clicks the alarm with groceries in his hands and goes back to the bin.
Now you tell me, bro. If I have to do a life sentence like that, fam, I'm doing that.
I mean, at that point, it's just like, damn, this is not the greatest, but I can live with this right here, bro.
And I'm sure they
like
Go ahead, sorry.
It's so crazy how these conversations come back full circle. Because remember, like, bro, and I don't even think we were recording this. We were actually talking about it before, but with the alcohol and shit like that, bro, when it's like so readily available and cheap, you actually drink less, right?
Yeah.
Same thing with this. Because you know that you know what I'm saying? It's like you're getting a life sentence in like a fucking retirement home or better. You get to go out and drive. Somehow that place has less crime. How? Look at that. How is that?
Like,
see what I'm saying?
Like, it's like you, and they're onto something. And we just have this at BC. We generate so much greed by our price point and the cost of living and working and stuff like that. We don't focus on happy. We focus on sustenance, right? Sustaining, maintaining
abundance. Yeah,
abundance. Abundance is a thing that we work for because you don't want to work, so you need an abundance of bread.
Yeah,
and that's the hook line that they feel you, but and that generates things because some people can't meet that bar. Then boom, they fall through the cracks. Right. Then it's like, you know what I mean? But like, if a man or a woman doesn't have to worry about where their shelter is, and they don't have to worry about that because even if they didn't have shelter, guess what? They have education. They were either educated going in, and they have more than a full life of education they can get in at any fucking point because it's free. And if you get jammed up after all of that, you're going into something where now your shelter, you don't have to worry about your shelter. You have to do your time here. But if you want to go to the store and get a 1-2, you want to go And as long as you're coming back, fam. Like there is nowhere else for you. You're coming back, but yo, you can do that. And I just think that it speaks to, you know, like just a different type of perspective that you need to apply, right? Now I don't know how it would work here, and that was my whole point. Because here is so bred on greed, those kind of things, it's hard. You can't open up a grocery store that is all they have some of those groceries, autonomous grocery stores. So it's open 24/7. Like I see one in Japan. It's open 24/7. Has all the food there. Everything's automated. Everything's refrigerated. But as you go to use it, it lights up. Right? You pick what you want. It's all cameraed the fuck up. And you go, you tap your card, and you get the fuck out of there. You know, they give you a receipt and all of that. But yo, niggas would fucking back their damn stolen truck up to that store just to kick in the door, take everything, and go sell it on the road. Like, because niggas don't have bread, so they need to sell a product that's going to help them get bread. A cheap product that's going to get them a lot of bread. And they don't care who they sell it to as long as you get it. You see what I'm saying? You see how this shit tracks back? It's all about, you know what I'm saying? And as little bit as it comes from, you know, the jail or that construct over there, they're doing something right, regardless. They've bred out.
Regardless, they're doing something right.
They've bred out the fucking greed somehow. They've bred it out. Lower the fucking liquor.
Yeah, in this society, it's haves and have-nots. You know, when you have that, that's what creates that sort of, like you said, that greed. Because now this guy gets to have a whole lot, while somebody else has nothing, and most people have next to nothing, right? And a lot of those people are going to fucking resort to, like you said, having to sell something whether it's illegal or not. You understand what I'm saying?
Just for clarification, I just mean like that was just one example. Obviously, there's many different ways. There's many different fucking ways that pizza pies, you get me? That shit splits up. Trust me. So that's not the only angle is all I'm saying, but that was just one angle I tried to go with. Just for clarification.
No doubt.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
No, I know. But but to get back to what we were talking about, I don't know if you want to move on or
you can wrap up that point. I got some more. I got like a 1-2 more question.
No, I'm pretty much done. I mean, I'm cool, man. I don't even need to really.